However, the other big story of the day is the first G20 Employment Working Group meeting will be held in Ggeberha in the Eastern Cape from today until Friday. Discussions will centre on inclusive growth, youth employment, gender equality, income inequality, and the impact of digitalisation on the future of work. Our reporter Lerato Fekisi has more on that story. And Lerato, this is going to be a very, very busy year in terms of what we're going to see happening, with a lot of meetings and sideline gatherings of the G20. And this is the start of it all. So, yeah, it's a big moment, no doubt, for the country. Let me hand this one over to you. Good morning, Lerato.
A very good morning to you, Leanne. The stage is set for the G20 meeting. The theme this year is living and working in an unequal world, ensuring decent work and decent lives. This year's theme is also going to focus on 4 key points, the number one being today unequal growth and also youth unemployment. But for more information on this and perhaps objectives and the aims behind the conversations that will be held over the next 4 days with trying to solve the huge unemployment crisis in South Africa, especially in the Eastern Cape, currently very high at over 40%. I'm joined by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Ms. Nomagcosa. Good morning, Minister. This year's G20 is going to focus on a number of things, today being youth unemployment and equal growth. Within that sector, you're going to speak about skills development, about entrepreneurship. All of those are pillars which will help us deal with the huge crisis of youth unemployment.
Good morning to you, Lerato. Good morning to the viewers at home. We are filled with excitement to be here at Ggeberha in the Eastern Cape as we host our very first Employment Working Group meeting on the African continent in South Africa. So we're excited and we're welcoming all the countries that descended to our space, which is 17 countries, including the OECD and ILO. So we are here to deal with the issues of employment across the globe.
The Minister, one of the conversations that you're going to be having this morning is going to be the issue of skills development, right? And there's been a whole talk, especially now with universities opening, about the importance of pushing young people towards vocational training. Is that part of the dialogues you're hoping to have, especially from other countries, to hear what best practices are they doing in their country in terms of vocational and skills development?
Exactly. You got it right, Lerato. The issue with us and our youth in particular here in South Africa is the issue of mismatch on skills and the pathways to our youth to find employment. It is for that reason that we, as South Africa, in our presidency, want to adopt a goal that we are calling it G20 Nelson Mandela Bay Goal, that talks to reducing the rate of those who are not in employment and not in education and training. And for sure, what we must look at is the TVET colleges, how they can help us to skill these people, including, of course, the future skills, which we are saying is not even future because the digitalisation skills are needed as we speak. So we'll be dealing with those issues of ensuring that we capacitate our people, but we make all the countries that belong to the group of 20 to appreciate that we need to reduce the high employment rate of our young people, in particular, looking at the relevance of the skills that they have so that they are employable.
Then lastly, Minister, like you said earlier on that you're welcoming all the nations, the beauty of the summit is the coming together of nations to share stories, narrative, success, victories of how they're doing in terms of dealing with unemployment. Is that going to also be a huge part of the conversations around what has worked for your country and how can we implement it in our country to deal with this huge elephant?
Exactly. The reason why we come together, we want to ensure that we use multilateralism to be multinations that come together to learn best practice, to share challenges, because geopolitics and all other issues that we are living in as a globe suggest that we need to come together as one and be able then to copy the best practice of others and also to solve the issues that we are facing collectively together as the countries of the world, in particular the G20 countries.
Thank you so much, Minister. Well, that was the Minister of Employment and Labour, Nomagcosa, speaking about the importance of the summit, which runs until the 21st, saying that it's a coming together of different minds, different nations, with one common objective to try and deal with the huge issue of youth unemployment, both at a local level and also globally. For now, let's go back to you in studio.
Thanks very much, Lerato Fekisi, on that story.